Our next segment is another success story, but this is not just the story of saving a building. It can be said that this one saved a community. The AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center celebrated its opening night on April 4th, 2003. 65 years earlier, the Silver opened for the first time. Back then, like today, this theater had much to do with the development of Silver Spring. The Silver Theater opened September 15, 1938, with 4 Daughters, starring John Garfield and Claude Rains. It was developed alongside the Silver Spring Shopping Center, this county's first automobile-oriented shopping strip mall. At the time, Silver Spring was one of the fastest-growing areas in the region, and this combination entertainment and commercial complex became the centerpiece of its business development. John Eberson, renowned theater architect, designed both structures in a style which today is described as streamlined moderne. Eberson chose a nautical theme for the theater. When viewed from above, its shape mimics the lines of a ship. And throughout the building, decorative touches continue this maritime motif. For years, people flocked to see the latest releases in this 1,100-seat auditorium.
The Silver Theater was a very, very successful theater over the years and was really integral to this community. And if you talk to anybody who was around in the 30s, 40s, or 50s, you'll see they're greatly attached to it. It was really central to it.
That's Ray Berry. He first got involved with the theater's restoration project in 1997. Now he's the director of the AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center. As
time went on, the commercial environment around here changed quite dramatically. The concept of the shopping mall was created, and Wheaton Plaza north of here was opened, and that had a great impact on the commercial activity here, as well as in the 70s, the theater business changed dramatically, and the notion of a standalone 1,000-seat movie theater just simply wasn't a business model that existed anymore, and you saw the start of the multiplex and the multi-screen theaters. So, the net impact of all of that was that the theater really came on some hard times. Unable to continue, the theater was shuttered in 1985. In an effort to block historic designation, its owner, KB Theater, had begun removing parts of the building. In a matter of days, the signature marquee, glass trim, and decorative portholes were gone. This sparked a more than 10-year struggle among concerned citizens to save the Silver Theater. Meanwhile, efforts to revitalize downtown Silver Spring met with many false starts. A central concern was, what would happen to the Silver? 3 county executives later, a plan was finally hatched in 1998 that everyone could live with. That's when the AFI signed on to move here from the Kennedy Center, and the hard work of rebuilding began. I remember when I first walked in here, the condition was extraordinary. There was piles of seats around, rubble everywhere, water, mold, dead animals, deflated basketballs, you name it. It was really a very, very, very grim picture. So we looked at it, and it was sort of, 1, intimidating, but 2, how would you take this and respect the historic fabric, do the renovation, and yet make it a living place again, not just a recreation of a 1938 theater. And serve the economic development purposes that really everyone was looking for as AFI anchoring this project. The 5-year, multi-million-dollar, county-funded project added 2 additional theaters, a cafe, as well as meeting and office space, all while breathing new life in the old Silver Theater. This was not a restoration because an exact replica of the original could not accommodate a state-of-the-art 21st century theater. However, this rehabilitation comes pretty close. It was not easy to recreate this because all we had was black and white pictures and approximately 12 to 20 pages of original construction drawings. So, those drawings might say turquoise and pink. What that really means is anybody's guess. So we had a lot of work. We had terrific historic architects. We had terrific construction people who really, really were dedicated to getting it right. So there's a lot that went into it. a lot of research. We have a lot of authentic things here and some things that are our best guess. Carpeting's authentic. Wall colors for the murals are best guess.
On April 4th, 2003, the Silver Theater was rededicated as the AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center.
Opening night was a pretty exciting event for not just us at AFI, I think for everyone in the county, for this community. We had our formal ceremonial ribbon cutting and standing out front with the cameras with hundreds of people, with people on both sides of Colesville Road, with our county executive Doug Duncan, our CEO Clint Eastwood, and everybody there. And it was the culmination of really 5 years of very, very hard work, and it was an experience I don't think I'll ever have again or anything like it.
This theater is a work of art. I'm very pleased to have had the opportunity to come here and see this restoration. Very exciting, and to see your support for motion pictures.
As he addressed the audience, Mr. Eastwood said what everyone was thinking. This theater was something special, a work of art in which to celebrate the art of film. Today, more than 5 years later, the AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center is thriving. Not only does it show a diverse selection of classic and newly released films, it also reaches out to the community. Over 30,000 students have participated in the AFI Silver's extensive school program. Screenings like an annual Martin Luther King documentary or the recent presidential inauguration are free and open to the public. And each year, the AFI Silver Theater is home to a significant event that has put Silver Spring on the map.
Our biggest annual event that we've created literally from scratch is Silver Docs AFI Discovery Channel Documentary Festival. It obviously represents an extraordinary collaboration with Discovery Communications, our neighbor. From out of nowhere, we really have created what is the preeminent documentary festival in the United States, and clearly one of the 2 or 3 top documentary events in the world. It is an event that really, I think, has put Silver Spring on the map in a way that is almost unimaginable.
Nowadays, it is impossible to think of Silver Spring without the AFI Silver Theater and Cultural Center. As this district's council member, Valerie Irvin, says, it's the heart of this community's revitalization.
I don't think people really understood how important the restoration of AFI Silver was until it was done, and then it became a magnet. And so for many people who could walk to the theater and see movies in this spectacular surrounding, it really has helped to revitalize that community. People go and they go to a restaurant, they have dinner, then they go to the theater. So the renaissance of Silver Spring to me is all about AFI Silver.